Legend. Wait for it, Daryl.
Hey guys, it's me, Legend. Wait for it, Daryl. And it wasn't until my third video of doing these that I realized I wasn't looking at the camera, which is how come it always looked like I was doing this. But we learn from our mistakes, which is why today, in our latest episode of the top 10 interesting things you might not know, eventually I'm going to figure out what is going on with my hands. We're going to focus on my favorite season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's right, Season 3. But before we begin, let's be a little extra in it. Channel our inner spirits, talk to our spirit animals, and it's Ninja Ranger Power time! That's right guys, I channeled in the power of the Mighty Ape Spirit to bring out my Ninjetti powers of the Red Ninjetti Power Ranger. Or something like that. Without further ado guys, let's just go along and begin the video for the top 10 interesting things you might not have known about Season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. 10! Let's just get the most obvious yet interesting facts out of the way first. And that's that Season 3 was actually very loosely based off of the Power Rangers film that came out that year. The dinosaurs were destroyed, the original powers were destroyed, and it both opened with fighting an evil egg monster from outer space, and that the new foot soldiers would be birds, giant evil birds that we would know as Tango Warriors. It's a pretty cool fact. 9! Another thing is that this was the most expensive and highly produced season out of all the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers seasons. They barely used any Sentai footage. They included a lot of original material such as the metallic armor, the shark cycles, new cockpits for the Zords. This was probably, and all the action scenes in suit and monsters were all original. There was no Sentai footage used at all for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers segment of Season 3. We'll get to the other segment in a different video though. 8!
Alright guys, and here's an unbelievable fact that only this season of Power Rangers, in fact this series of Power Rangers can claim, out of all the others in Power Ranger history, this is the only season to have an original Megazord combination. That's right, because they decided to bring back Titanus, or they used the toys as props for this season, they had Titanus combined with the Ninja Megazord and the Shogun Megazord for an Ultrazord combination. This never happened in Kaku Ranger. It was an entirely original concept that came up with by the production crew in Season 3. It would not be ever repeated in any current seasons thus far.
7! An underappreciated fact was that Bulk and Skull were going to get their own spin-off show with Lieutenant Stone, but it got canned due to low sales of their VHS tape called The Good, The Bad, and The Stupid, which I kind of felt was a little bit of a missed opportunity, but I like my Bulk and Skull in Power Rangers. It's sad they didn't get their own spin-off, but Power Rangers wouldn't be the same without Bulk and Skull. Just saying. 6! But speaking of spin-offs, this has to be talked about, that the opening of Season 3 was in fact a 4-part backdoor pilot to a spin-off that I love and cherish a lot, Masked Rider, which was actually based and adapted from a Kamen Rider series in Japan, Kamen Rider Black RX. It got 2 seasons, but because it got put onto a different station, there are almost no references to Masked Rider after this series, although he does make a really cool cameo in Power Rangers Time Force. And trust me, I am going to do a video on Masked Rider one of these days. It's coming. I love Masked Rider. 5! Here's a twisty fact though, the order in which the Rangers get their Zords is reversed. They don't get the Ninja Megazord right away. It's actually the Shogun Zord and Kaku Ranger that they get first, but because Power Rangers had 6 Rangers immediately, they decided to switch the order, and it flows very well. It doesn't bother you if you didn't watch the Super Sentai first, and I actually watched the movie first, so it all made sense to me. It's just a really fun fact that you can spin and do whatever you want with footage as long as it works and it's clever. 4. Number 4, and probably one of the more important and interesting and engaging facts that you could ever know about Power Rangers is that the taxi driver in the episode which the Shark Cycles debut, the taxi driver in that series was played by none other than Mark Richardson, who was the head of props for almost all the Power Ranger toys that you see and know. In fact, if it wasn't for Mark, I never would have gotten this, which is the mold from the Power Rangers morphers and coins from that series. Thank you, Mark. I still love and appreciate you to this day. 3. Another thing was that Amy Jo Johnson, who played Kimberly in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, wanted to leave the show to pursue other acting opportunities, which she would, in Flashpoint and of course Susie Q. And if you haven't seen Susie Q, I feel really bad for your childhood. Because of this, the showrunners for Power Rangers gave Kimberly multiple arcs to introduce Captain Sutherland and to smoothly transition her out and to introduce Kat as the new Pink Ranger. Something that fondly lives in my heart to this day. 2. Also, this is the very first Power Ranger season to end off of a cliffhanger. I have the script for that episode somewhere in my place, but I don't have the time to go look for it. Just take my word for it. This is a very big deal because all those hundreds of episodes before, they had never ended anything off of a cliffhanger or even had an official season finale before. 1. And last but not least, I love finding any excuse to talk about my favorite Power Ranger of all time, who doesn't wear red, by the way, but is in fact wearing blue. That's right, Billy, played by David Yost, would go along and finish off the series as the only actor and character to have his original color and power set for the entire season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And Billy wouldn't be replaced by another Ranger. There wouldn't be David Schmo or Cranston Heisenberg, no. Billy would be the only Mighty Morphin Blue Power Ranger and the only one to ever retain those powers for the entire run of that series. And because he's my favorite Ranger, that's why he's my favorite Ranger ever, by the way. That is why I decided to end this video on that fact alone. And there you have it, guys. That is the top 10 interesting facts to me about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3. Do you have any interesting facts about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3 that you want to talk about? And before you start yelling at me in the comments, yes, I do know that Alien Rangers comes next. Alien Rangers will be getting their own video, which I will be dropping sooner, much rather than later. Until then, please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Those are the social media platforms that I'm usually on. Please like, share, and subscribe for more fun content such as this. I hope you guys are having a great and fantastic day. You stay super mega classy, and I'll see you around. I kind of changed it up a bit. Ninja Ranger! And most important of all, because I'm a ninja, believe it! Cha! The anime fans get that one. Have a good day, guys!